You know what, everybody? Sometimes I feel like I'm walking a little bit on eggshells. I'm walking on eggshells in these short-term bullish times, and I want to explain why that is, and really break it down. I want to have a real talk. I feel like every video I do is kind of a real talk, but I want to be a little bit more blunt about it. I want to just kind of just be a little bit more descriptive in my approach to these markets. This is Bitcoin on the daily, just cruising to the upside. We have been through some pain for a long time now in this bear market. It's been well over a year. We've been through it together. We've been just trying to analyze and just find that bottom and just cruise from bear to bull, right? And this move, it is so enjoyable. It's enjoyable for most of us that are bulls, macro bulls, long-term investors in the crypto space. I've been enjoying it. I want to see it keep going. And I want to start this video with that. Now, I said I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells sometimes because when we get this bullish move, it becomes like looked down upon to talk about or anticipate retracements. And you get looked at as kind of like this bear. And what are you talking about? It's over. Bear market's over. You can't even, we're off to the races. I'm not like that. We get these moves, bull market or bear market, everybody. My instinct, and sometimes I'm wrong about it, my instinct is to start anticipating retracements at the very least to moving averages, at the very least to higher low areas of support. We wait for those areas. In my view, these moves are healthy, they're good, they're bullish, they can be huge confirmation signals for bullish cases. I just like to anticipate those things. It doesn't make me bearish. And I really want to just talk about that in this video because we're in an environment right now where equity markets could absolutely fall. If that happens, Bitcoin's falling. Crypto is likely going to fall. Now, the first things first, I want to note something, a bullish thing. Downside right now, Bitcoin could just keep going. It could happen. One case for that, without really digging into technical analysis, if we go and we look at, here's the move, right? Here's the move on Bitcoin. We have this nice explosive move through the 20-week moving average. If we go back here, and this is 2018 bear market bottom, I just want to point out something. This week it was the week of December 17th, 2018. Look at this explosive move for Bitcoin on that weekly chart. And if we go to the S&P 500 in the same week, that is this candle right here, December 17th, 2018. Look at S&P 500 falling. Look at that huge red candle for S&P 500. That's a big fall on the S&P 500. All the while, Bitcoin with this big green candle. So there are times, and it seems because of this piece of data right here, it seems that Bitcoin could actually diverge away from S&P 500 charts. And it happened in the last bear market. So it could happen towards the end of this bear market as well. And that's kind of a bullish case for Bitcoin as we especially get this move right now. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin on this daily chart, 40% or so to the upside, and then you go to S&P 500, it's a little underwhelming S&P 500 compared to that Bitcoin chart. So that's a bullish case for Bitcoin. We have to monitor that. We have to anticipate upside. We anticipate all scenarios. That's my approach to crypto. It's my approach to these charts because I feel like when I'm visualizing bullish and bearish scenarios, I can rest. I can be comfortable with where I am in my portfolio. I'm not sitting here guessing or predicting. But I run into some issues with that approach as a content creator because when we're in these bullish environments, that's the content people want to absorb is bullish vibes, bullish continuation. And that's just the market, isn't it? That's the emotional aspect of the market. It's where people get in trouble. It's when we see crypto going, the human response is to think it's just going to keep going and just keep going and going. Historically, that has never happened on the crypto charts. On this Bitcoin chart, historically, when you really start zooming out, it has never happened. We get these explosive moves to the upside, and there's almost always a retracement. Sometimes it's a bullish retracement, meaning we hit great support, bullish confirmation. Here's on the weekly. Maybe it's a higher low around the 20-week moving average. That could be huge bullish support, huge confirmation. Sometimes it's bearish, where all the supports are breaking and we are hitting new lows. But my question is, why would we not just be real about that? Just have a mature crypto technical analysis conversation about the possibilities. Here's a headline on Market Insider. Don't buy into the current stock rally as the final stages of the bear market have yet to play out. Morgan Stanley's top strategist says it goes on, and I don't sit here all the time agreeing with Morgan Stanley strategists. You all know that. But what they're saying here is a really simple case for downside. And it's actually bullish what they're saying. And I want to go to the end. I'm not going to read this entire thing. We think earnings recession is imminent. So they're talking about earnings, and they're talking about that kind of maybe being the last piece of the bear market. We find the shift in investor tone supportive of our call for new lows. Two things here. New lows in the S&P 500, which will bring this bear market to a close. So new lows to basically end the bear market in Q1, Q2. Go over to an S&P 500 chart. New lows is a pretty serious thing if you think about it, because that's not to say we're kind of cruising down and hitting a higher low, and we've already put in the low. This is saying new lows, meaning S&P 500 is falling even further. And I think a case for that, if we zoom out on this weekly chart, a potential case for where that could be would be the swing low of March 2020 to swing high. And we kind of have, I would say, the 618 line, the retracement of this channel, is a nice area if things got so bad. And this happened. Q1 into Q2, there's just one more fall. I think 3,200 on S&P 500 is a good target to anticipate. But again, I talk about this as a possibility. I don't say because I think it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen. What I would like to see happen is if there is downside, if we delete some of this stuff, if there is downside, I would like to see, fine, maybe some pain, maybe some downside, but actually just maybe more of like 8 to 10% to the downside, putting in a higher low from the swing low that we had back here. That's quite a drastic fall as well, even for equity markets. Here's the S&P 500. That could be a drastic fall. Either way, if it happens, if we go to Bitcoin and we don't have this case where Bitcoin's just massively outperforming, and this is just a weekly chart, but massively outperforming S&P 500, then this chart, the Bitcoin chart, likely to fall, right? So moving averages on this daily chart are just so in play. 20-day moving average right now touching 20,200. The 200-day moving average around 19,600. The 50-day moving average around 18,200. And we have all these other support areas that just make common sense for Bitcoin to revisit. We can take maybe the swing low back here in November to swing high, and we can kind of make it a more midterm Fibonacci higher low support. And we have confluent with this 50-day moving average, for instance, is a 618 line right there around 18,500. Confluent with the 786 line around 17,000 is the 786 on the short term is the macro yellow 786 that we talk about as the bear market bottom low for Bitcoin. So all of these things just in play for Bitcoin to at the very least retest. If Bitcoin fell, it would make sense from a technical analysis perspective, and we're looking at it could fall up to 25% and be an extremely bullish thing. And that's the thing. I sit here and I anticipate these things because it's time and time again over 5 years almost of just almost daily content on YouTube, seeing these moves happen. I see markets, they think it's just never, these pumps will never end, and they do end. And sometimes it's a little after maybe when I would anticipate it, and it actually does keep going, right? Maybe there's another leg up. Maybe we hit 25,000, but then it ends, right? And maybe I'm like a couple weeks, maybe I'm talking about a couple weeks too soon, but that big fall happens. The big fall to support areas. And these are really the areas we should be concentrating on. We can all sit here, and I do sit here. This is just how I approach these markets. I do want crypto to keep going up. It's enjoyable. The more separation from bear market indicators that we get, the better. I want to see as much separation from that 786 line as possible. But I think just being realistic in these markets is appropriate. And for me, I found that to be the best way where I can just keep my sanity, cruise through these cycles in a non-emotional way, and just make appropriate decisions. So I wanted just to bring all of this up in a video and just discuss it candidly with you a little bit more bluntly than I usually do. You all know I'm always having this very real outlook on markets where it's like, yeah, we can go up and down, up or down. And we manage to find the data that supports these cases where confirmations and signals would be, where support would be, where resistance is. And we wait for these things to happen. And they really do allow us to make sound decisions, I think. But in this video, I really wanted to be just a little bit more descriptive and blunt about it, because I think for me, there's been so much value in this approach for crypto as a crypto holder. So let me know your thoughts below, everybody. You all know I'm so bullish. I'm so bullish on crypto right now, as we've just endured a crazy bear market. We're really coming to an end. We're coming to that pivot point, the shift to bull. But let's be realistic every step of the way. And I think there's so much more value to come out of that. Hit that subscribe. It really means a lot to me as I try to grow this channel in this bear market bottom range. And your support means a lot. If you got any value from this video, or just enjoyed it, I should say, hit the like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.